Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching us from. And welcome to the stream today. It's a live Q&A session on our stream today as we look at a couple of things that we need to understand going into the March 2026 examination. I'm also going to be answering any questions you have. So if there are any questions you have for me, something that you want me to share my thought on, don't hesitate, put it in the comment section or the chat for me, and I'm going to be providing you with answers. So it's a live Q&A session. I'm going to be giving you some revision strategies, some learning strategies, subject areas of focus, and providing you with some general guidelines to help you so you can put yourself in a position as you prepare and go into the March 2026 examination. So if there are any questions you have, put it in the comments. I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? What questions do you have? What subject are you writing? Let me know the subject you are writing so I can give you some practical guidelines on what you need to do in order to put yourself in the position to go into the exam hall and pass the examination at the end of the day. Now, remember that the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana has announced the registration. So registration for the March 2026 examination has opened today. That is 12th of January 2026. And registration will be closing on the 13th of February 2026. So about 1 month window, about 1 month window for you to be able to prepare for the examination and put you in the position to register for the exam as well. I believe that you have information about the examination details. Generally, in Accra, we have 3 examination centers: ICAG College, we have the Zenith College there, then Trasaco, that is Accra College of Education near UPSA. So in Accra, there are 3 centers available that you can choose from. Then in Tema, we have the University of Ghana Learning Center near the Tema Regional Immigration Office. So that is what you need to understand there when it comes to the examination. In Kumasi, we have 2 centers also there. We have the ICAG Kumasi office as well as Gempa campus. That is also an examination center for the ICAG March 2026 examination. Then in selected regional capitals of Ghana, so if you are outside Accra and Kumasi and Tema, then whatever the regional capital of the regions that you are in, but selected. So possibly not available in all regions, but on your examination dashboard, you can, or your student dashboard on the ICAG student website, you'll be able to get information about that. Then for those of you who are in Liberia also, as you know already, your exam center will be in Monrovia. Level 1 students, you know, if you are in ICAG level 1, the exam will be online. So you know that already. Details about that will be available to you later on as we proceed in the discussion. Now, on the average, 2 papers in level 2 will be 1,742 Ghana cedis. So more or less like every examination that the ICA is trying as much as possible to, add some of the fees. It tells you that, you have to charter as quickly as possible. Okay? You need to charter as quickly as possible so that you can put yourself in a position to enjoy life. All right? So, but 2 subjects level 2, 1,742. If you are writing 2 subjects in level 3, that is 1,904 for the examination. 1,904, 2 subjects in level 3. And if you are writing all papers in level 3, that is 2,926 Ghana cedis, almost 3,000 Ghana cedis, man. So these examination fees are increasingly, getting goosebumps, getting excited across board. 4 papers in level 2, almost 3,000, that is 2,909 Ghana cedis. So these are the things you must understand. Now, in addition to this, because we are now in the new year, January 2026, you'll be paying a subscription fee of 400 Ghana cedis. So that will also be something you need to plan for. Remember, if you are owing subscription, the portal will not even open for you to register for the examination. Number 2, if you have exemptions payments that you need to make, if you have not made the payment, the portal will not be open to you to register. So your subscription has to be cleared, 400 Ghana cedis. Then also, if you have applied for exemptions, you need to have paid for that to be able to put you in the position to register for the examination. If not, forget it. You cannot register for the examination. So your subscription, 400 Ghana cedi, and that is adding to all of the other things you're going to pay based on the subject you are writing, which means that, for most of you, your January salary is in trouble, because technically you're going to be using your January salary to settle some of these if you don't have, good financial planning in place to handle some of these things as they come. Deferment. Sometimes you register for the exam and for some reason you cannot write, and so you want to defer. So one thing you must understand about the defer is this. I want to just quickly bring that to your attention, then we can get excited into our discussion. Deferment. Deferment for any other reason than that stated under Regulation 22, Clause 2 of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Ghana Regulation 2023 LI 2476 shall only be accepted or on before Friday, 13th February 2026. And it is done on the student's portal. A student whose application for deferment is approved can defer or postpone for the next examination only. Can defer or postpone to the next examination only. So if for some reason you register for the exam now and then you have to defer, then you got to be careful that by 13th, which is the closing date for the examination, you can defer before that time. Now, there is a penalty for late registration, but for some reason, there is no update about that this time around when the ICAG sent details about its examination and details for this year or for this examination date. But there could be a room. I'm not certain about that. ICAG may come up with that, or maybe on your student portal, you may see that, because sometimes it could be open for 1 week after the deadline for you to register, but that will come at a penalty. Maybe you have to pay an additional 700 or 800 Ghana cedi. But hey, why would you wait till after February 13th before you register? If you know you're going to sit for the examination, register and lock yourself right now. Okay? Register, lock yourself right now, and start studying. Because one of the things you need to understand is that sometimes people, you are testing the waters. Hey, shall I write? Shall I not write? And sometimes people are also working on their audit. Especially if you are somebody who is in the audit field or you are in the accounts department and some of those things, then at this time you are preparing for audit, because auditors are going to be coming around and you want to make sure you put things in place to do the right thing. So sometimes people don't have a lot of time to study for the March 2026 examination. But if you have any reason to study for the March 2026 examination, you need to start studying now. Okay? Do you want to charter this year? Imagine at the end of this year, you are a chartered accountant. I was on a call this morning with one of our students during one of our mentorship sessions, and I was telling her, I was like, hey, listen, she's in level 2. She has only public sector left in level 2. And so she's writing in March 2026. And I was like, hey, listen, imagine you finish in December 2026 and 2027. By this time, you are preparing to attend graduation. Then she was all over the place. She was like, amen. Like, she was excited. I'm like, it's possible. But you got to work for it. Do you get the idea? It's possible. But you got to work for it, because you have March 2026, you have July 2026, then you have November 2026. It means with the right mentorship, right guidelines, with the right dedication, you'll be in a better position to go past the examination. You will pass the examination if only you can work in a manner that you are expected to work. So that is the general thing that you must understand. If you know you're going to write the exam, lock yourself as quickly as possible. Then that is going to help you to start studying, because the exam is going to be on the 2nd of March 2026 to 6th of March 2026. So on the Independence Day, some of you may be writing the examination. So that's the first week of March, 2nd to 6th of March. So how long do we have left? Today is 12th of March. So we have give and take about 18 or 19 days in January, then 28 days in February. So 19 plus 28, that is going to, did I say 28? No, 19 plus 18, 28 plus 19 will be what? About 47 days. 47 days. That is how much how many days we have to go. So technically you have about 1 month, 1 month, 17 days or something like that. 1 month, 2 weeks to go. And that is all you got. Because for our discussion like this for the March 2026, we're in the 6th week. Today is Public Sector Accounting and Finance, and we are doing session 6 today. Session 6 today. And we are already getting excited into the various things that we must understand when it comes to the key aspects of the syllabus. Because if you are writing something like Public Sector Accounting and Finance, then there are key areas that the examiner is going to be getting excited about. We know question 1 will be on financial statement preparation. And that could be on the consolidated fund or a covered entity, maybe a hospital or another covered entity. So in that question 1 area, you must understand revenue management and expenditure control, know about IPSAS 17, IPSAS 12, IPSAS 23, IPSAS 19. These are all thematic and crucial or basic standards that you must know about when it comes to that question 1 area, preparation of financial statements. Then you come to the question 2 area, which is going to be on the IPSAS, because you're going to be having dedicated 20 marks question in the Public Sector Accounting and Finance examination on the IPSAS. The question is, how far are you going with the IPSAS? Question 3 is going to be evaluation of financial statements. That's where we are now in our session 6, Public Sector Accounting and Finance. Today, we're going to be wrapping up on the question 3 area because we've done common size analysis, we've done budget variance analysis. We are now on the ratio, which is the third method available that can be used to evaluate the performance of the government or covered entities. So you must understand that. Not only that, it is important that you now come to question 4, and question 4 is going to be budgeting, 10 marks, and then PIFA, another 10 marks area. Then you come to question 5, which is governance in the public sector, and then the regulatory framework. So, and that is your syllabus. And the examiner is going to be bringing questions from all aspects of the syllabus. The question is, we have 6 more weeks to go if this week is over. How prepared are you for the examination? Are you going to sit for the exam? If the answer is yes, how are you putting yourself in the position so you can pass the examination? And I say this always, that you don't have to wait 2 weeks to the exam, a week to the exam, and think you can attend some intervention class somewhere and you will pass the examination. It doesn't work. Revision classes and co are for people who have been learning all this while, who have been studying all this while, so that 6-hour class or 12-hour class that you are going to be paying some money for is for cleanup, is for providing some guidelines, is for doing nothing significant can shake you during that time if you have not been studying. Because the ICAG examination is no longer for lazy people. This is not 2009 ICAG. This is not 2010 ICAG, where you can sit down, download some ICA past questions, and solve the ICA past questions, and voila, you go to the exam hall, and what you will see and what is in the past question is not anything different, and you can easily write and pass. No. Now, the ICA examination requires high level of intelligence, high level of practical understanding of what you have studied. So if you sit down, not studying, you are busy, and then 3 days to the examination, you hear about Eja Nancy offering some tuition somewhere, or Kumuntun Preku is offering some tuition somewhere, or Eli Labasata Labi is offering some teaching somewhere. Then you go thinking that Eli Labasabata Ali, everything will be cranked into a 6-hour, a 12-hour class. Then you can go and pass the examination. I think you are smoking something, if I'm not afraid to say so. You're smoking something, for real. For real. Because it is not going to work. And some of you have been in that cycle. You've been in that rat race where you are not studying, you are not putting in the work, you are not putting in the effort. You sit down, give yourself excuses. 3 days to the exam, a week to the exam, then you start studying. You start being serious. You've been doing it. It's not working. But for some reason, nothing is informing you that I need to change my strategy or my approach. Listen, the exam is not supposed to be difficult. But the reason it appears to be difficult for many people is because you are not studying. And there are some of you who are preparing to go and write the exam, but you're not attending lectures. You won't attend any lectures because you think, oh, you can study on your own. Yeah, you did public sector in your MBA. You did some FR in your first degree accounting. For that reason, you'll be in a comfortable lead and you can write the examination. No. The financial reporting you did in your first degree is not the financial reporting in ICA. No. It's different. It's different. The management accounting you did in your management accounting 101, that's not what is in ICA. And the way you were scored in your degree program is different from the way you're going to be scored in the ICA. In ICA, it's 3 hours. You sit down, within 3 hours, your destiny is literally determined. My question to you is this. Are you putting yourself in the position? Are you preparing adequately enough to put you in the position so that on the 2nd of March 2026, when you walk into the exam hall, you can pass the examination? Are you? Are you? We are in the 6th week. How far with your studies? So all I want to say is this. Registration has opened. The exam is going to be between the 2nd and 6th of March 2026. If you have plan of sitting for the exam, it is not just sitting for the exam. You must pass the exam. And to pass that exam, it means you have to study. Nhyira, I am busy. Nhyira, my wife. Nhyira, my job. Nhyira, my husband. Nhyira, my this. You have to sacrifice. Because ICAG does not care about your business. They're not going to set question and say, oh, by the way, there are a lot of people who live out in the outskirts of Accra, right? And they have to travel 17 kilometers, be in traffic for 4 hours. And so let's do the question small. No. So please, week 6, you can do a lot. We have 6 more weeks to go for the examination. You can do something. You can do something if only you are willing to work hard. If you are willing to work hard, you are willing to put in the effort, you are willing to put in the sacrifice, then you can pass the examination. That's it. If you are willing to work hard, you can pass the examination. If not, then forget about it. So that is the first thing I want you to understand here. I'm seeing some comments coming up here. Any questions you have, please put it in the comments or the chat for me. If you have any questions, put it in the comments or the chat for me. Quickly, let me know the subject you are writing, maybe. And then maybe if you have an area in the subject that you have some challenges with, then I can provide you with some answers as we continue with the discussion. I'm seeing some chats coming up. Let's see if I can comment on them quickly, then we can continue with the discussion. Hayford. Okay, watching. All right. Samuel Asma. Oh, forgive me if I don't mention your name right. Okay. So, okay, Samuel Ansa watching from Tema. Okay. Thanks, Samuel, for joining us on the stream. Steven said FR and PSA. Okay. You're writing financial reporting and public sector accounting and finance. I hope you are studying well, and I hope you are attending lectures to help you to pass the examination. I've spoken about a breakdown of PSA. I'll come to FR in a moment. CFA right after ACCA is good, or I should take more time to decide. It's not about, you see, one thing you must understand about professions and professional qualifications is that it's not just about what is available, what is good or what is not good. It's about what do you want? What are your career goals? Do you get it? What are your career goals? Who do you want to become? Where do you want to work? In the next 10, 20 years, like what do you want to be known for? So it's not just about racking qualification or racking certificates. It's about where are you going with your career? Do you get the idea? So there's nothing like, oh, is this a good decision or is it a bad decision? Where are you going with your career? Number one. Number two, where are the opportunities? That's the thing. So I cannot say, is it good or not good? The question is, and that is from Side Navi or so at Side Navi, where are you going? What's your career path? Where are the opportunities? Where are you seeking to specialize in? Because you have to be known for something. You have to stand for something. Where are the opportunities? Where are the career, options that you want to pursue? So it's not like the same thing happened. Maybe somebody will say, hey, Nhyira, ACCA, ICA, which one should I do? Okay. For the meantime, if you're in Ghana, ICAG will be the option for you to do. Why? Because there are certain positions in Ghana, you cannot hold them if you are not ICAG member. Number two, financially, it's cheaper than the ACCA because you don't have to deal with any exchange rate again. And the quality of ICAG now has reached that level, so you start with ICAG. As you go with your ICAG, if you think that you're going to be having some global opportunities where you work in a multinational companies, that they are going to promote you to some other parts of the world, then quickly you can add the ACCA to it if you want to. Because whether I like it or not, if you take your ICA certificate or you take your ACCA certificate and you go to America or you go to Canada or you go to wherever, Russia, or you go to UK, if you want to hold certain positions, you have to do their localized qualification as well. Because that's the standard. So it's not just about, oh, which certificate is good, which qualification is the best. Is this the right decision or the wrong decision? That's what I'm asking. Number one, what's your career goal? Where do you see yourself going in the next 10, 20 years? Number two, where are the opportunities? You on whether you should rack up another professional certification or not. Okay? So I cannot just give a direct answer and say, oh, it's a good decision or, take some time to decide it. The question is, where are you going? Where do you see yourself? And that's why I'm talking about 10, 20 years from now. Because many a times people make a lot of career and qualification decisions based on today. No, you have to think 10 years, 20 years from now, where that certificate can put you, where that is going to take you to. Because if you think long-term like that, it helps you to plan in the short term very well. So at SI Navy 23, maybe give me some context and I'll be able to help you or guide you in respect of that. We are going to be putting across a platform possibly next week or so, or in the course of this week, where you can book a call with me, just a free call with me to discuss some of these things with me if you are interested. So details about that will be available on all our social media platforms. So Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever the heck you are at, you're going to be seeing it. And then you can book a session with me, and then possibly we can talk more about some of these things to help you to make the best career decision as you move ahead. Samuel said, good evening. Good evening, Samuel. Ibrahim said, I want to sit for the exam, but I was not able to join classes. But I want to write financial reporting and management accounting. Ibrahim, you didn't join class, but you want to write financial reporting and management accounting. So how are you going to do it? Are you studying already? Or you will go to July 2025? Let's be realistic, Ibrahim. Management accounting and financial reporting are no joke top subjects. We have 6 more weeks to go. So for instance, if you want to enroll to study under my mentorship, you have access to the previous sessions that we have had. You have access to our key summary videos to help you finish in record time. So it wouldn't be necessarily about really watching those previous videos. You can look at the topics in the previous videos previous lectures we have covered, and then go to the summary video and watch those summary videos to understand the principles. Then you expose yourself to questions using our practice question courses. That way, then you continue with a class. So if you have the capacity to be able to make the time, make the provision to cover for the previous sessions that have been done and expose yourself to questions under those areas, then you can continue the class because there will be a lot of pressure on you in that regard. Then you will stand a chance of passing the examination because we have barely about 6 weeks to go. If not, maybe prepare for July, okay? I say this all the time that, yeah, it's good. I mean, ICAG, it's good. Like, you need to have a goal and say that, hey, Charlie, this year my New Year resolution is, hey, I want to be a chartered accountant. Diggy, diggy, diggy. Yeah, it's all good. It's a good resolution to have. That, hey, this year, by who? Yeah, it's good. But that means you have to work hard. That means you have to have the right strategy. Because if you want to be a chartered accountant in 2026 and you are not studying, you are not putting in the work, you are not making the sacrifices, and you are making the excuses, and I'm my wife, and I'm my job, and I'm my husband, and I'm my children, and I'm my this, and I'm my D, and I'm my dia, then it means you're not going to achieve that goal at the end of the day. So don't be hard on yourself to say, hey, by hook or crook, I'll write the exam. By the grace of God. Yeah. We know the grace of God is there. But that is why God gives us wisdom as well. We know the grace of God is there. That is why people do not jump from aeroplane and then land. They will use parachute. That's wisdom. So look at your schedules. We have 6 more weeks to go. If you have what it takes, you don't have a lot of things on your plate, and you can work hard, so you go and pass the examination, fine. Or you can start studying now, but you tell yourself you're going to write the exam in July. Fine. Because I tell people this, it is better to sit for one paper and pass it than to try to do, nyame aduma ebeye, and go and bomb everything. So, Ibrahim, proceed with caution. Sit down, examine yourself, analyze your schedule. In the next 6 weeks, how is your life like? Can you make the time available? There is no magic anywhere. No, there is no magic anywhere. That you can't say, just focus on these areas of the syllabus and you pass the examination. It will never happen. There is nothing like focus on these areas and that is all. Because the examiner is going to spread the questions across the syllabus. So financial reporting, or you're writing management accounting, question 1 will be on performance measurement, 20 marks. Question 2 is going to be on those contemporary issues and some of the other areas. Question 3, give and take, may be on variance. Question 4 may be on the public sector issues. Question 5 will be on short-term decisions. The question is, can you prepare? Will you be in the position to pass? So proceed with caution, Ibrahim. And if it, for me, for the most part, if you don't have a lot of things on your plate, 6 weeks is enough time. If you get access to quality content, great mentorship in our community, you can pass the examination. But if you have a lot of things on your plate, please go to July 2025. Or maybe do one paper. Don't do the two. You want to do management accounting and financial reporting. If you still think you have the capacity to write the exam, maybe do only one. Because probably you have a lot of things on your plate. We need to be realistic. Okay, I tell people this all the time, and sometimes people come and they want to register for an exam. And they say, hey, sure, I want to register for 4 papers. I want to register. Then I said, hey, do you have the time to study? Because, yeah, if you register more papers, we make more money. But what is the value of me taking the money knowing that you are going to fail the examination because you will not be able to prepare for the exam? So we have to be realistic. Look at your schedules. Look at what you have available. If it is possible for you to do something within the 6 weeks we have available, maybe one paper will be okay. If these are papers you have already studied in the past, it means you attend lectures previously, then it's a revision, so you can write it. But if it is the first time you are coming to financial reporting, management accounting, I wouldn't say you should attempt these two, because we need to be realistic. Okay, we need to be realistic. And sometimes it makes people, think that, oh, Nhyira, what are you talking about? Or you are trying to shatter my dream. No, I'm not shattering your dream. I'm trying to be reasonable with you. I'm trying to save you from broken hearts. I'm trying to help you so you don't spend money on things that will give you broken hearts later. So that's what I would say, Ibrahim. Find out. Okay? Find out. Send us a message on WhatsApp. My executive assistant will guide you. If it is a paper you want to write, that's okay. 6 weeks. If you don't have a lot of things on your plate, you can do it. If not, prepare and then write it in July so that you'll be well prepared. ICAG examination these days is not about Makbe Baba. It's not about chew and pour. If you try chew and pour and go to the ICAG examination, you will fail. Poto. So that is what I would say there, Ibrahim. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions on that and if that makes sense to you. Okay, so you are watching from Wa. Okay, Ibrahim. King Tete Solomon said, Nhyira, please, can you explain the exemption clear specifically on level basis? I studied B.Ed accounting. Yeah, B.Ed accounting, you get exemption from level 1 and then 2 papers in level 2. Okay, so you get exemption in level 1, all level 1 papers, you'll be exempted, and then 2 papers in level 2, probably principles of taxation and advanced, audit and assurance, and then principles of taxation. So you are exempted from the level 1, B.Ed accounting, and then 2 papers in level 2, that will be audit and assurance, and maybe principles of taxation. So you may get these 2 as exemption in level 2, so that you will be left with financial reporting, management accounting, public sector, and financial management in level 2 to write. Then you go to the level 3 papers, which will be corporate reporting, advanced audit and assurance, strategic case study, and then advanced taxation. So King Tete Solomon, that is what you will get for your exemption. Remember that you would have to pay for your annual subscription plus your exemptions fee before the portal will open for you to register for the examination. So that is what you must understand there. So Solomon, let me know if that makes sense for you, and if you have any other follow-up on the exemption policy. But that is what you get. Exemption in level 1 plus 2 papers in level 2. So you come to level 2 and then get excited into the level 3 as you continue with the discussion. Alan said, following from Zambia. All right, Alan. Thanks for joining us on the stream. Please, it's a live Q&A session. So if you have any questions for me, something you want to pick my brain on, please put it in the comment section or the chat for me as I help you to provide you with some strategies to pass the examination. Ibrahim said, can I get your personal account? What do you mean by personal account? You want to send me some money? What is personal account? You want to send me some money? All right, my number is 050-114-9299. Okay, that's the number there. Oh, it's gone. All right, but you get it. 050-114-9296. When you said account, I was thinking that you send me. You're coming to send me some money so that, I can send my account. But that is the idea there. What else do I have? Ibrahim said, thanks for the guidance. And I think it's advisable to go for one paper. All right, that's good, Ibrahim. That's good. If you will go for one paper, that would be great. Okay, so maybe financial reporting, maybe management accounting, any of them. Once you are willing to work hard, you can do it in the next 6 weeks and pass the examination. As I said, do your own analysis. Don't just follow your emotions or follow what somebody else will tell you. All right, and let's become successful at the end of the day. What else do I have? Loud Alote. Forgive me if I don't mention your name right, okay? Please, do I need to pay all exemptions fee before I'll be able to write the exam? Yes, Alote. That was what I was saying. The ICA portal, the way it's designed, if you have any amount outstanding, you cannot register for the exam. That is how the portal has been designed. So you need to pay for your subscription and pay for all your exemptions before you pass the examination. Before you can register for the exam. That's how the ICA portal has been designed. So the answer is yes, Mr. Loud Alote or Lord Alote. I think it's Lord, right? I don't know. Alote. So you have to pay for all the exemptions. That's one of the challenges of some people when they come to the ICAG, right? Because, now they have given you an exemption, but Charlie, the money is bunch. And you have to cough all the money before ICA will allow you to write the exam in that case. Previously, it wasn't like that, but now because of the way everything is online, the system has been designed. So if there is any amount outstanding on your account, you cannot register for the exam. So that is it. Okay? Alote. Let me know if that makes sense to you. Steven said, please, I need your materials on financial reporting and public sector from Nkoko. No problem. I don't know what kind of materials you're talking about. Is it books? So you can send a message on WhatsApp, Steven. My executive assistant will help you. And if you are looking, if the books, you want to get the books, Delivery can be done for you tomorrow, so you can get it at Nkoko tomorrow as soon as possible once you complete the payment. Then also, we have our practice questions available. Okay, so we have practice question course for financial reporting. This is a separate course or a standalone course on questions, solved questions from ACCA, CIMA, ICAG, and ICAN together under the key topical areas to help you to understand the principles and then the concept. And in addition to that, we have also our main lectures where you study under my mentorship, join our live lectures, and also, be part of our community as we help you to pass the examination. So send us a message on WhatsApp. My assistant will help you to get the materials. Steven? All right? My assistant will help you to get the materials. What else do I have? Any other comments coming up for me? Some of my shots are not showing here. I don't know. Okay. Okay, thanks. Well noted. All right. Alote. Okay. So again, quick wrap up. If you are writing financial reporting, as I mentioned earlier, your ability to pass the examination is hinged on your understanding of the accounting standards for the most part. So if you have an in-depth understanding of the accounting standards, then you are at an advantage to pass the examination for financial reporting and by extension, corporate reporting, because question 1 is going to be on consolidated financial statements. Largely, 98% of the things under consolidated financial statements are usually accounting standard related issues. Because when we talk about the group structure determination, goodwill calculation, impairment in goodwill, fair value measurements, intra-group trading, like name it, a lot of the things are just accounting standard related issues. Then we're going to have question 2, which is going to be dedicated accounting standards, standalone. Then question 3, single entity financial statement. That is, again, accounting standards. Question 4 will be on evaluation of financial statements there, ratio, or what you call ratio analysis. Then question 5 will be the theory area, which can cover governance, the standards, ethics, and then some of the current issues now, integrated reporting, the IT aspects, and all of those things. So we're going to have 20 marks theory question, done deal on the financial reporting examination. Now, this is also in corporate reporting, 20 marks, done deal, waiting for you in the exam hall. So if you look at it in that regard, you would then realize that, if you're able to have a deep understanding of the accounting standards, then you can now start spreading your wings to crystallize yourself in the consolidation environment, because 40 marks directly on the standards, question 2 and question 3, then you can now look at evaluation of financial statements. The main concern there will be sometimes the writing of the analysis. So the way you write out the analysis for the consolidated financials, for the evaluation of financial statements, that's where sometimes the challenge is for many students. Although, depending on the question, because we have 6 types of ratio analysis question that the examiner can bring, and you need to understand all of those 6 types of questions that the examiner can bring and how you approach those questions. So you look at financial reporting and you ask yourself, all right, so what is here? Yes, if you are strong in the accounting standards, that will really put you at that competitive edge. So the question is, how do you understand the accounting standards? By exposing yourself to accounting standards. So for instance, if you enroll in our courses, we have the key summary videos available which cover the principles on all of the accounting standards. So you can go through those videos, the key summary videos on the accounting standards, and this is available for all the subjects. And that's one of the critical advantages that you have studying under my mentorship, enrolling in our courses, because you get a key summary videos explaining all the key aspects you must understand in all the subjects under all the topics. That then means that once you take the principles, now you can expose yourself to as many questions as possible so you can go to the exam or and pass the examination. And you need to understand the accounting standards. That one, I cannot take it away from you. You need to understand the accounting standards. So make sure you expose yourself to understand the accounting standards. And, I jokingly tell my students that you need to create a diary. So you have a diary or say a notepad. If you have an iPad, you just create a folder in your notes where you have just the principles on the standards. So when we take IFRS 15, revenue from contract with customers, what are the principles there? When we take IFRS 16, leases, what are the principles there? When we take an accounting standard such as IFRS 5, held for sale and discontinued operation, what are the principles there? So you must have a diary, a notepad for the principles, so that there are some days you just get up and you just maybe grab a cup of a glass of juice or something like that. Then you sit down, you are relaxed, and all you are doing is going through the principles. Oh, okay. This is what Nhyira said. Okay. So if the question said this is what we are supposed to do. Like IAS 36, impairment of assets. One key principle about allocation of impairment for cash generating units that students, take for granted and usually affects them if the question like that comes, is that when you allocate the impairment, after allocation of impairment, the assets should not be carried below its fair value less cost to sell. That's a golden rule principle. Then you come to IAS 37. There are some golden rule principle there because IAS 37 has some connection with IAS 10, events after the reporting period, on how something can be an adjusting event or a non-adjusting event. So knowing the principles will be crucial for you. Then you expose yourself to questions. And that is why I said that at least you need between 12 to 15 hours every week. Every week. 12 to 15 hours to study if you want to pass the examination. That's it. You see, the question you have to ask yourself is, why do people pass the exam? People pass the exam because they study. I know you're going to say, oh, Nhyira, but I also studied, but I failed the exam. Okay, can we do an audit of you well? Maybe you screwed up in the exam or without even knowing. Maybe you couldn't work with speed and accuracy. Maybe you digressed totally. Like, to write an analysis for something, what you wrote is au revoir, mon ami. So if the question is going right, your analysis is going left. So you will come out of the exam and say, oh, I am confident. I have written the exam. No, ma fait, au revoir, mon ami. What you've written, all of it is nothing. So you are getting 0. So what goes into the exam is not just about, I am studying. No. So that's why I tell you all the time. Understand the principles, expose yourself to questions, work under time, speed and accuracy, and know how the examiner wants you to present your answer. And that is important. Because if you don't know how the examiner wants you to present your answer, you're just going to be doing something. So maybe you are in corporate reporting. The question says, explain how the above transaction will be accounted for in the books of the entity. 7 marks or 5 marks. Explain how the above transaction will be accounted for in the books of the entity. 5 marks or 7 marks. The verb there is explain. You got up. All you did was to do some Azan calculation, then you left. So in your mind, you have answered the question. But from the perspective of the examiner, what you did is not the answer to the question, because the question said, explain how the above transaction will be accounted for in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. So questions of that nature mean that you must start and explain everything and tell the examiner how it will be presented in the financial statement. So maybe you can open up and say, oh, the above transaction will be accounted for in accordance with IAS, The standard requires that, Then you now contextualize based on the scenario. Then you write. Then you are doing your calculations, because the question said, explain how the above transaction will be accounted for. So if you don't present your answer in that manner as required by the spirit of the question, and you just do your calculation and, do some Azan calculation and walk away, you walk away from the exam hall and say, oh, I answered the question. No, sister, you didn't answer the question, because that was not what the examiner asked you to do. And these are things that you will need guidelines on. These are things that you cannot do on your own. These are things that you may not see if you wait a week to the exam hall, 3 days to the exam hall to attend a magical class by Eja Nancy. Because you can't do that in a magical class. So you need to really work. What are the principles? How would the examiner set the question? How can I work with speed and accuracy? How am I supposed to present my answer based on the context of the question? This is what you must do. So it is work. And I know you are busy. You have a lot on your plate, but you are just full of excuses. That's all. Because if you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it. If you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it. If you feel this ICAG journey is an important one for you and you want to pass the examination, you're going to pass it. But if you think that, you are lackadaisical about it and whatever it is, you just do whatever the heck you like, then you're going to go fail the examination. So please, if there is anything I want you to take away, I want you to take away the following. Whatever subject you are writing, understand the principles. Based on the syllabus, what are the principles I need to understand on all the topics in the syllabus? Number 2, what will be the structure of questions that the examiner will be bringing? Number 3, how do I work on speed and accuracy so that I'm not caught with time? Number 4, how does the examiner expect me to present my answer in the exam hall? Number 5, how do I work on my emotions? Because some of you, you're going to get into the exam hall and something is going to come over you. You will see the question paper, then it's like, uh-oh. Like you don't know. You don't know what to do again. Yeah. It's part of the things. And you need to train yourself so that when you get to the exam hall and that experience comes, you know how to overcome it. And that is why we put our students in various simulation. Assignments are given to you so you can be vulnerable. We have a mentorship sessions where students, I jump on a one-on-one call with students and go through their scripts. This is what you did. Or in the main class, go through your script. And we laugh about it, but that is what it means to prepare for the examination. We have our performance evaluation test. On the live call, students are given the opportunity. What are we working on? We are trying to work on your speed and accuracy, balancing your emotions. On the portal, we have the practice question courses. And the live practice questions available for almost all the subjects. So the practice question course gives you that opportunity so you can be urgent. Because when you delay, the countdown is going and boom, the time goes away and you cannot do anything again. So a lot go into passing the examination. Jenny learning alone. Jenny reading alone. It's not just about HR Nancy is doing a intervention class for 3 hours. So I am attending HR Nancy class. Hey, Debbie, you will go and fail. And it is not because HR Nancy is not good. It is because you suck. You are not good. That's all. It's a hard pill to swallow, but if you can take accountability for your misbehavior and your ill-preparedness, you will become more successful and you'll be much happier in life. So that is what I want you to understand. If you want to pass this examination, you need to understand everything. You need to know how the examiner is going to be setting the questions. You need to know how to approach the questions and work under speed and accuracy. You need to know what the examiner expects from you in the way you are supposed to present your answers. And you need to work on your emotions, your mindset. In that 3 hours, a lot of wind will be blowing in the exam hall. How prepared are you to overcome whatever wind that will be blowing in the exam hall? How prepared are you? For some of you, the only time you are going to work under pressure is on the exam date. So you get to the exam hall and you can't even punch on the calculator. Everything you are punching on the calculator, wrong figures, so wrong. Because you are tensed. Literally, your hand is popoing. Your hand is shaking. You have the calculator, but your hand is just popoing. And everything you are punching on the calculator is garbage. But because you don't have the mental fortitude, you are copying the wrong figures from the calculator into the answer booklet. So, although in the realms of the spirit, you are applying principles, arithmetically, it is wrong. So, you are wrong. Because if a depreciation figure is supposed to be 10,000, and you, because you're popoing, you punch a wrong thing and you get 25,000, you are wrong. So you will come out and say, I answered all the questions. I answered all the questions. I answered all the questions. Did you remember you were popoing in the exam hall? Did you remember that you were not able to stand in the exam hall? Did you remember that it got to a point during the exam you couldn't do anything? It is because you have never put yourself in any position to go under a pressure like that. What am I trying to say? If you want to pass the exam, don't sit 3 days to the exam. HR Nancy is offering class, then you go for 6 hours. Your friend is saying, Ejakotoku is offering class, then you go. No. You need to be working from now till that time. So that whatever intervention you're going to attend, you are just going there for whatever, maybe some final touch-ups. But you are not going there because you think somebody is going to spill something in your head, so you go and pass the examination. And some of you have been doing that for years. You keep failing. But for some reason, you are blaming ICA and not taking responsibility. So that's what I will leave you with. And I'm hoping that you will be able to work hard the way you are supposed to work. Put yourself in the position so you can ultimately pass the examination. You can pass the exam, but you need to work for it. You need to work for it. So that's it about that. And any other questions for me before I sign off for today? Any other questions for me? You put it in the comment section or the chat for me quickly. If there are any other questions for me, quickly, and let me see. So I'm going to wrap up around here today. If there are any questions you have, you need you want to make some enquiries, reach us on WhatsApp 050-114-9296, or if it is possible to send a DM. Whether you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok, you are whatever the heck, just send us a DM and boom, you'll be able to get. Please note that you can also get our content on all your podcast platforms. So wherever you get your podcast, whether you're on Spotify, you're on Apple Podcast, Amazon Podcast, wherever you get your podcast, just search for Nhyira Premium and boom, you'll be able to get access to our content as well on all these podcast platforms, so that as you are in the gym training, you are taking a jog, or you are doing something, you can have your headset on and you can still be listening to some of our lectures, high quality audio production and lectures to help you to prepare well for the examination. Because engaging a lot of your senses in learning something also increases your memory. Okay? And this is important. You need to engage a lot of your senses to be able to put you in the position so you can actually remember what you are learning well and pass the examination as well. So that's it about that. And enjoy the rest of your week. We're going to be on the stream this week to solve some questions during the live sessions in some of the subjects as we continue. So stay tuned and stay connected. You will get details about it so that you can join the session, and so we help you to pass the examination. So thanks for watching, and I hope that we were able to address all your concerns. Lord Alote, Stephen, Ibrahim, Allen, King Tete Solomon, Samuel, Sydney, yeah. All right, so that's it about that. Have a great week, and I'll see you on the next one as we continue with our discussion. Au revoir, mon ami.